Put that lineup up there. I don't care about anything else. From Robert Driver Sports Complex on the campus of La Costa Canyon High School, this is girls varsity soccer. Today, it's going to be the Grossmont Foothillers on the road playing against the La Costa Canyon Mavericks. The Grossmont Foothillers are undefeated on the season so far, 3-0-1, and 3-1 are the Mavericks. So sit back, grab a beverage or a snack, and enjoy this one from Carlsbad at La Costa Canyon High School. It's the Mavericks versus the Foothillers. Let's get the roster for the Mavericks. You should see the roster for the Foothillers. Alexa Gonzalez is the keeper. Number 1, Maddie Del Toro. Number 2 is Kaylee Blair. Number 4 is Caitlin Rohr. Number 6 is Lorena Villa. She's a starter tonight. Jordan Lamoureux is a starter, number 7. Number 8 is Paige Hayes. She's a starter. Number 9 is Lizzie Turan. She's a starter. Number 10, Siobhan Gallagher. Number 11 is starter Caitlin Farley. Number 12, Kylie Sterling. She's a starter tonight. 13 is Liliana Medrano. And shift colors for all you sailors out there past and present. We're underway up here at La Costa Canyon High School. The rest of the starters are Reese Marcello. She's number 14. 15 is Emma Bond. 16 is Kendra Wagner. 17 is Gracie Walk. 18 is Sloan McDonald. She's another starter tonight. Nyla Yannick is number 20. Number 21 is Sierra Shelton. Number 22 is Courtney Hilliard. She's not a starter, but 23, Jaden Scalise is a starter, the senior. The team manager is Bianca Ploman. The head coach is Ryan Morrissey. And the assistant coach is Erica Owens. The Mavericks are in green tonight. And, of course, the road team is always in white, as that's changed in the CIF San Diego section from last year. Some of these players on the Foothillers were up here a couple of years ago in a very interesting match. Went down to the wire, and the Mavericks were able to gain a narrow victory. But this is a couple of years later. But I say that because they would like to try to see if they can get a victory on the road up here on the same synthetic turf this time around. You saw the shot and the save from the near side. Let's get the standings in the San Diego section for you for Division II. Mission Bay is 5-0. 3-0 is Helix, number 2. The Foothillers are third, 3-0-1. Mount Carmel is 4-0-3. They're fourth. Escondido Charter is fifth, 4-1-1. Mission Vista is 2-1. They're sixth. Seventh is Francis Parker. They're 2-1-1. Eighth is University City. They are 2-1-2. Ninth is Central, the team that the Foothillers just beat. They are 1-1. Their only loss being the Foothillers. San Diego Academy is 10th. Patrick Henry follows out the rest, with Olympian being right behind him. Patrick Henry is 1-1. 3-3 is Olympian. Santana is right behind them at 1-2. 1-3-2 is Valhalla. 1-4-1 is Westview. And then it's Christian at 1-6. Fallbrook at 0-1. Bonita Vista at 0-1-2. Some of you watched the Cabers game, saw that there was a tie, and that's one of the 2 ties that they have. San Pasquale 0-5, and then Oceanside hasn't begun yet, according to Max Preps. Here's an early ball now for the Mavericks. Sit back to Toll. This is the first rush up the field now. And handball. So it'll be a free kick for the Foothillers. McDonald on it, and now Gonzalez. Cervantes dispossessed. Up forward for the Mavericks, that's Turan, who was sandwiched on the play. Ball is out, and it's a throw-in from the far side touchline for the Foothillers. Knocked out again, and they'll have another chance to throw it in. Mia Foster trying to get it. Goes off her cleat. And then pinching in there very quickly, nicely done, was Ashley Austin, who had a real good last game, scoring both of the goals in that match. Sarah Lopez held off the score sheet against Central, coming over from El Centro. Austin now with it, tries to turn. It is sent out of play off of her cleat. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Mavericks. Lamoureux, near side now, Sterling. The Foothillers on the back line. Send it forward. Giovingo circles toward the interior and then gets dispossessed. Emmy does. Down at Central now, and it is going to go wide. Center backs usually don't allow you to come down the Central Foothillers. So getting an opportunity to do that provides you a pretty good opportunity against any team. Here's the corner kick now for the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon. On the backside now, and they put it in the back of the net. A goal! And they lead early. Didn't quite see who put it in the back of the net. You will see on the second copy, and you might have seen it right now. But nevertheless, the Mavericks now with an early lead, they lead 1-0. That's exactly what happened a couple of games ago for the Foothillers when they played Patrick Henry up at their place. Fell behind 1-0. Did not panic. It was 1-0 at halftime, and then scored 3 goals in the second half to win the match. Can they do the trick again on the road? Costa Canyon is not Patrick Henry. And that takes nothing away from Patrick Henry, who got to the semifinals of Division II CIF last season. And as I just read, aren't doing too bad this season as well. The Mavericks now have it again. They're making good crisp passes, and they're getting in the Central. And that is really dangerous. Sminge is not here in the starting lineup, and that is one of the things that the Foothillers are able to use as the season moves on to provide problems for the opposition, but she's not in this match. In the Central, the Foothillers did not have their normal amount of time to warm up because of traffic problems here in December on the road getting up here to the North County. That always can play a part in things. Take nothing away from the Mavericks right now, who are finding opportunities to put pressure on a back line, finding out early about this particular team in its back line. Sarah Foster, who can hit one from distance, and a save is made by Gonzalez, the Alexa Gonzalez of the Mavericks. Keeper tonight. 1-0, La Costa Canyon leads at home. Hopefully your day has been good. across the country and overseas. Let us know if you're watching these videos. We're GK Sports. We had one last night. Here's a foul. It was the Vikings of La Jolla here in San Diego County, up into North County. Again, another North County team like La Costa Canyon, playing against the Cavers of San Diego, which is right downtown if you've ever been to San Diego. Right in the S-curve. Good match. On for the 1-0 victory. Here is a set-piece try, and it goes off the keeper's hands, and it's The throw in by the Foothillers. And it is driven off of the Maverick player. It's protecting there in the space is Paige Hayes. So the Foothillers throw it in again towards the 18. Intercepted. Mavericks upfield. Stripling. Aguilera to Foster. Trickles around. Andrade. Ten out of play. Sierra Shelton, the junior, just want to protect that time. That ball getting behind her into the area. The header by Cervantes, and then now it is out of play. 1-0, the Mavericks lead in the first half. Don't forget about our one-stop shop. That's gksports.org. Go there and get the Facebook page that has all the updates throughout the day. Max Preps, the high school sports, all the way up to professional sports. Victoria Ford now has to try to race back. Tehran has shown her speed. Maddie Mayo runs over to try to cut her off now. Into Central. And they got a player is free. And a save by Tall. But they were offsides. So it'll be a free kick now for the Foothillers. Join the conversation on Twitter. Of course, check out the gram, our Instagram pictures. It's all there on the gksports.org. Of course, you want to subscribe to us to see all of our goings-on, live streaming events right here on this YouTube channel. Working our way towards 600 subscribers. Just barely got to 500 on December the 1st, so we thank each and every one of you over the years. Mavericks on the move. The service in the area. It goes off of Mayo, and then Ford now is able to send it upfield. But the Mavericks spending some real quality time. And Mayo didn't see exactly that hit off the side of her head maybe. And she's trying to shake it off. But as you know, they're very careful with head trauma in the world of sports now. It's going to be a free kick. Victoria Ford. Fresh players are going to be coming in for the Foothillers. A lot of games coming up in this early season pre-league type action. Coaches really have to manage their players in order to get through it. So into the match now for La Costa Canyon is Sloan McDonald, number 18 out there. Payan Tula is into the match. She's number 6. Mia Foster is going after it on the near side. Nice nutmeg, and then she gets knocked down. But the tandem ref, as they have it here in San Diego section, or at least for the Grossmont games and the Caber games that we've been doing, not deciding to call that a foul, which would have resulted in a free kick or penalty kick. But they have been active so far in this match today. Been filming the Cavers match yesterday. The two tandem refs were not as active as these two refs tonight. So it's a free kick now for the Foothillers. See what they do. Down 1-0. This is their strong point. Free kicks. Jennifer Giovingo. It's a pretty hard one and a tough one, but Gonzalez is able to handle it on the bounce. A little bit closer, it might have been much more dangerous. Not much closer because much stronger with the strike this year than even last year. And tremendously more than a couple of years ago when we first filmed her. Payan, a nice drive. With a tough one because had to get that rebound. Did Gonzalez of the Mavericks. And Alexa will drive it up to Central. That ball is still in play off of off of Bree Cooney, I should say. Giovingo has had some tough games here recently from a physical perspective. But hanging in there tough. Foster now. Bothered nicely that time by Turan, who coming back to help out her defenders and not allowing Foster do what she'd want to do. And that is keep putting pressure on defenders. In this case, the Maverick defenders. Turan is basically the player of the game so far for the Mavericks. Good rushes in the area. Really affecting the Foothillers. And here she comes again to try to get to the soccer ball, but first, Maddie Mayo drives it past the goal line, and it'll be a corner kick. Turan shows that she's got that speed tonight, but Maddie Mayo says, I'm equal to the task. I get the speed too. One of the faster players in the county. She runs track as well. The corner now for the Mavericks, trying to get a second ball. They couldn't do it. It will go upfield now. Paige Hayes retrieves it. And the Central Gallagher got dispossessed here. Goes number one. That's Sarah Lopez. Lopez cuts it inside. Cuts it inside again. Waits for her teammates now. And Brie Cooney sends it forward. And so now the counterattack. Putting Victoria Ford in action back there. And Maddie Mayo, she's behind. Turan has to be careful. And the save is made. Just a little bit of a bump. A little bit more might have been a penalty shot. But the closing speed you saw right there of Madeline Mayo to be able to get back there and somewhat affect the shot. And so now the Foothillers know this counterattack is one they're going to have to deal with in this match. These two teams are not in the same league. And as I alluded to, or if you didn't, you just checked in, first time they played each other in a couple of years. Free kick now for the Foothillers. In this 1-0 affair here at the home of the Mavericks. Robert Driver Sports Complex here the campus of La Costa Canyon. Carlsbad, the North County of San Diego. Not from out here. San Diego, of course, being the last county before Mexican-American border from another country around the world. Payan into the match. Austin is out. Aguilera is out of the match. Throwing now coming up for La Costa Canyon. Foster goes down. 27th minute unofficially. Sterling. Nicely played. And now it's going to be a service. Matty Mayo has to drive it past the goal line, and they're going to get another corner kick. And the teammates erupt for the Mavericks. Anytime you make a play on a defender and can get around him, it's out good. Corner kick now for the Mavericks, and they've had quite a few of them already. And here's another one, but it's going to be behind frame, so it'll be a goal kick. Mavericks coming in 3-1. Foothillers 3-0-1. That tie was against Scripps Ranch. Matty Mayo drives it upfield, off of a bounce. Troy at that time was Scalise, and then now they send one back to Toll, and Toll is very active so far as opposed to the last match against Central. Matty Mayo. Pressure of Turan is putting the defenders under some duress for the Foothillers. Which will bode well moving forward for La Costa Canyon. Sloan McDonald comes out of this match. McDonald, the sophomore. Paige Hayes, the junior, throws it in. And it's out of play. We'll be a throw in for the Foothillers. Andrade. Again, the new player on the team this year. Lopez now. Controls it. Tillett. Giovingo can't get it. Foster can't get it either. Good passing by the Mavericks, but Foster goes back to help out. And Foster is spilled, and it'll be a free kick now with the Foothillers as they want to try and keep some possession time in the Mavericks half of the field. Especially when you're down 1-0 in the match. 9 minutes left to play in the first half. Victoria Ford will take the free kick. Ford, the senior. Hits it towards Lopez now. She tries to get it. Not quite tall enough to get it that time. Had she been, She would have headed it potentially by the keeper there. Gonzalez now forward, being bothered, but sends it upfield. Treating back there at Yannick. And it goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Foothillers. Probably the best chance so far in the match. My Lopez, Giovingo, sends it over to Cooney, over to Ford. Plays it up to Sarah Lopez, makes a great play, and then takes a shot. She'll do that, and a goal! Go, 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 go! You don't make second team all CIF if you cannot do things like that. And she did that last year and is only showing she can do even more of that so far this year, although held off the last game, but tough to be held off 2 games in a row. Lopez again now. And it's off her cleat, and it should be a goal kick. Check out our Dental Arts. Where are they located at? Across in the strip mall, right across from Montgomery High School in the South Bay. Root canals, removal of teeth, or just a teeth cleaning. Insurance is accepted. That's Dental Arts of Palm Avenue. Their website is dentalartsofpalmave.com. Matty Mayo sends it across midfield to Lopez. Nobody there, but now Tillett's there. Sends it over to Lopez's head. Lopez goes to retrieve it now. And sends it to the other side of the field. And it's going to be off of Lopez's cleat and a throw in now for the Mavericks, who led 1-0 for a good portion of the first half until the Foothillers got Sarah Lopez to put one into the back of the net. They're trying to close it out with another goal if they can. Maybe in the Mavericks. Upfield. Mia Foster now continues to run and sends it off of a Mavericks player, and it'll trickle out of play. And the Foothillers will throw it in. Cervantes to Lopez. That might do it for the first half. Is headed out of play. Center ref will be looking at his watch real soon. Took a lot of time for a lot of folks to get here for the Foothillers due to the traffic on this Friday night. It's a live stream. About ready to close out for the first half of action here in the San Diego section. Maddie Mayo misses, and you got to be careful with Turan, and she just missed it as it went off the post and caromed off. She nearly beat Toll on the play. Turan showing she's about as dangerous as any of the players that they had to deal with last year from the best teams. Lots of speed, and she's definitely going to try to bring that again in the second half. The Foothillers will try to figure out a way to keep her at bay. But, of course, the Mavericks have to try to figure out a way to keep Sarah Lopez at bay. So this is going to be a good match in the second half. It's 1-1. If you're watching this on the second copy, the instant replays of the first half are going to begin right now. you stay with us for the second half. It was good action in that first half. Didn't quite find out who scored the goal for La Costa Canyon in the first half, but it was number 1, Sarah Lopez, scoring for the Foothillers to even up the game at 1-1. So it should be a really good match right here at Robert Driver Sports Complex in Carlsbad, home of La Costa Canyon Mavericks, the Mavericks, and the Foothillers. Let's give you the section standings for Division I. We didn't quite do that. We'll give you the top 10 teams. San Marcos 2-1. Cathedral Catholic is 4-1. Del Norte is 4-1 their third. Scripps Ranch, Foothillers already played them, gave them that tie. They are 4-1. La Costa Canyon is fourth at 3-1. 4-1-2 is Torrey Pines fifth. Eastlake is 6, 2-1-0. Mission Hills is 7, 2-1-0. Carlsbad is 8, 4-2-0. Ninth is Poway, 2-1-1. And 3, 2-2 is Steel Canyon. Those are the top 10. And the rest are Academy of Our Lady of Peace. Shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We're underway as the Foothillers will be going from right to left in the second half. And left to right are the Mavericks. Granite Hills will be right behind Academy of a Lady of Our Peace. They're 1-1-3. Point Loma 2-2-2. The Foothillers have already played them. La Jolla 1-2-1. You saw them if you watched the Cabricks game yesterday. El Camino, they are 1-2-0. 1-3-1 is West Hills. 0-2-0 is Rancho Bernardo. And Canyon Crest Academy rounds up the top 20 at 0-4-2. Lizzie Turan, a very capable player. She's number 9 out there, and that is the player that the Foothillers back line has to be careful of. Victoria Ford drives it forward, but it's intercepted. Turan heads it, and Maddie Mayo wins it, but sends it right into space for it to be intercepted. On the near side, working with it is Farley. The junior, it's out of play, and the Foothillers will throw it in. In this 1-1 affair, sit back and enjoy this second half of 40-minute action. Alexa Gonzalez, near side. Maddie Mayo back to retrieve it. We'll give it back to Toll. Sarah Lopez now, who scored the goal for Grossmont. Mia Foster plays it into the central. Bridget Wilson, 0-0. Knifing in, Turan, and winning it. Turan on the outside and can't keep it in. A little bit of a heavy touch that time, but Lizzie was trying to get around a couple players in doing so. Sending in the back line back are the Foothillers. Looking to try to get it to Lopez. Kylie Sterling in the central gave it away now. Olivia Hunter getting it dispossessed. Mavericks cut it to the inside now. And it's cut off by Victoria Ford. I'm getting to Turan. Sarah Foster on the outside. I should say Sarah Lopez. I don't know why I keep saying Sarah Foster. That's because those are the two big-time players for the Foothillers. And I'm trying to combine them, I guess. So the Mavericks now with a goal kick. Temperatures drop down into the 60s up here in North County. Carlsbad. Mia Foster Sarah Lopez misses Foster, and it's intercepted. Nicely done by Jordan Lamoureux. Victoria Ford will chase it down and will send it out of play. Senior making the wise play. Interesting to see where Victoria Ford will go in college, or if she wants to continue playing soccer. No indication that she wouldn't. Farley throws it in. Caitlin misses Gonzalez for the Foothillers. There's a handball on the play. So Victoria Ford will take the free kick for Grossmont. Coming up from the east part of the county. Border of La Mesa and El Cajon out here in San Diego County. Up here to Carlsbad. 0-0. Drives it and out of play. I want to give Cecilia Rosas some credit for the first half. Had some good touches. Being a new player, some roster number changes, I should say. Wasn't able to give her the proper credit. Well, we'll do that here in the second half when she gets out there on the pitch. Goes out of play, and Amy Cervantes will throw it in. Wilson now again. And good play in the space by the Mavericks to get Wilson to send it out of play. Scoreboard says about 33 minutes. And some long chains left to play in the match. Now 1-1 tie. Robert Driver Sports Complex on the campus of La Costa Canyon High School. Glad you could join us on this Friday night. It's a live stream. Hopefully your Christmas shopping is going well. A turn quickly by Turan and a save by Toll. And Toll will drive it straight up the field off of a bounce. Wilson able to get that ball over to Foster. Foster bumped a little bit, but still sends it forward now. Herrera, but dispossessed. And Hunter nearly stole that one away. She nearly did that in the last game as well. Wilson's knocked down, no call. Sterling drops it back to her teammate. And it's going to turn out to be a free kick. Sportsman play. Amy Cervantes says, "You all right?" Just got a little bit too much of her foot that time. Wasn't expecting it. And so the call of the foul. The free kick for the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon High School. Nice area up here in Carlsbad. Playing on the synthetic turf, as most of the high schools in the county are. Getting a lot of rain, though, this year. So if they aren't, some of them are trying to dry out and may get some tomorrow, as they say. Is this being Friday the 13th, so the 14th, Saturday, probably getting some precipitation. Not much around the county. It varies depending on where you are in the county. A lot of the northern cities get a lot more than the southern. You got a cheerleader trying to get him going. Met the young man prior to the game. Trying to get that home crowd going here. Costa Canyon High School. Line drive. Mayo will let Tull get to it. And she was kind of bumped there by Turan. And ref gives Turan a little bit of a warning there. Can't touch the keeper when they have it in their hands. The header by Gonzalez. Alexa, the one for the Foothillers. The other one has the off-color jersey for the Mavericks. The keeper, Alexa Gonzalez. Caitlin Farley, the junior, goes and retrieves that soccer ball and will throw it in. Same number as Olivia Hunter, standing a few feet from her for the Foothillers. Throws it in down the near side. Victoria Ford retrieves it. Ends it up to Bree Cooney. Cooney, Foster, to Gonzalez, quickly over to Maddie Mayo. Quick pressure by Turan, trying to steal it. Didn't quite get it. Sterling. And upfield for the Foothillers, but they've reduced the size of the field. And intercepted on the outside. De Lopez now is going to make that run down the central. Sarah Lopez runs into the player, and Hunter kind of a missed strike that time. But Foster upfield has it. Mia slows it down, being bothered, but gets it over to Olivia Hunter now. Hunter on a collision goes all the way upfield to the back line of Victoria Ford, who gets it back to Mia Foster. Sends it across the field, intercepted. Gonzalez knifes in, but loses it. Goes after it. And Backley back quickly on the counterattack. Ashley Austin on the back post, and it goes out of play. Danielle Dees is into the match now, number 7. May Cervantes is in the match. She's 24. I mentioned before that a couple of games ago that May was part of the team that won a tournament, their club soccer summertime play. Victoria Ford sends it right off the Mavericks player, but they're able to try to turn quickly and get something going. Again, they've reduced the size of the field. Not really bothered by the run of Sarah Lopez, and that's why they're doing that. Somewhat of a gamble, trying to force the Foothillers to play more defense than offense. It's intercepted, but offsides was Turan. So even if she'd have got that soccer ball, wouldn't have mattered. The center defender, Maddie Mayo, and the outside, Victoria Ford, have to be mindful of Turan. And Turan is coming off the pitch, it looks like. Or she might just be playing in a wing position right now. She's getting instruction by her coach. And she's going to stay on the pitch. As they bring in Lorena Villa, she's a senior. Ball out of play. 26 minutes and some change left to play in the match. 1-1 match. Good one up here in Carlsbad. Villa now on the run against Ford. Villa takes a shot, back post towards Turan. Can she keep it in? She does. and takes a shot. And a nice save by Toll. Cutting off the angle. But a nice run by Villa on the near side. Be able to shoot that ball to the back post side for Turan to make a play. Into the central. Winning it is Lamoureux. Getting it to the near side for Farley. Farley on an overlap, won't get it. But her teammate Villa has it now. And the collision taken away by Gonzalez. Taps it over to Dees now. Dees looking for Lopez, and Lopez sends it the center defender back, but doesn't result in possession. Mayo has it now for another try in possession on the near side. Treating back is Farley and watches it go out of play. Caitlin Farley throws it in. Near side, the header by Ford. Gonzalez in his space, wins it, sends it to Dees. Off of her cleat quickly to Mia Foster. Foster on the run now. Foster in the area now. This is danger now. Foster's knocked down. The ball is past the goal line, and it's going to just be a corner kick. And thankfully for the defender in that space, they didn't get a little bit more of Foster. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty kick. Just enough to knock the ball away. Mia with a nice run. And gives them what they like to do, and that is try a set piece. Right at your keeper. Maddie Mayo is going to retrieve it. Up into the air. And it kind of went off of the shoulder there of one of the Maverick players. It'll be another corner kick. For a moment there, it looked like it was Foster, but it was not. Or at least that's what it wasn't called to be. And so the Foothillers now with another opportunity. Mavericks in danger here with a second set piece. The header by Foster down the back side. Forward and just misses the near post. But they'll get another corner kick. And I don't think all last season that I saw the Foothillers get 3 corner kicks in a row. If it happened, it might have been that Granite Hills game. I'm not sure. But maybe only one time the entire season. Maybe only one time this season. Let's see what they can do with it on the third try. Maddie Mayo on the line drive, now the header, and trying to get it, the second ball, and they don't get the second ball. And Lopez will have to come upfield to retrieve the soccer ball. Turns quickly, has it, sends it over the near side. It is out of play. And the Mavericks able to avert real danger, giving up 3 corner kicks to the Foothillers. And usually they get one of those into the back of the net. Into the central now. Mayo is able to just get a piece of that soccer ball. Gonzalez sends it off the player, Paige Hayes, and Herrera pursuing her upfield. Foster. Herrera. Up the central, way too much pace on it for Sarah Lopez. But remember that sequence of 3 tries by the Foothillers. Hopefully, if you're for the Foothillers, it won't come back to bite you. And she didn't put one into the back of the net. Off the deflection now by Maddie Mayo. It's going to result in a throw-in right outside the area for La Costa Canyon. And it's 1-1 tie up here at Robert Driver Sports Complex, the campus of La Costa Canyon High School. Greg K. Porter along with Pablo Espinal, bringing you the sights and sounds. In the area now for the Mavericks, trying to make a big play here. And the Foothillers able to get it out of the area. Kind of chipped off to the right. Costa trying to track back to get it. She does. Teammate, Herrera now being held there for a moment. No call, and it's sent out of play. Players will hold you if they can get away with it at times. Couple of players coming in now for the Foothillers. Herrera will come off the pitch. Kaya Moreno, 17, back out there. And Rosas will come in. As Emmy Cervantes gets a breather. So the Foothillers with the throw in. Lopez can't control it. She has it now, but then off of the green, all green of the Mavericks. I'll tell you one thing, they have been able to turn now, and in the central, this is danger, and the Foothillers able to get it out of danger. Lopez coming to the near side, won't get to it, as nicely getting to it first for the Mavericks was Yannick. In the central. Lamaro to the near side now. Brie Cooney now. I said she was Austin a while ago. Sophomore Brie Cooney, who had a great freshman season last season for the Foothillers. Early ball now. This is danger now for the Mavericks, and Gonzalez comes off her line and drives it out of play. She could not wait for that one to happen. Lopez too crafty with the soccer ball, trying to put it in the back of the net. So made the quick decision to come out and get that soccer ball. Good decision by Alexa Gonzalez for the Mavericks. Cooney throws it in. Heads towards the center of the field. Foster can't get it. Dee's trying to track it down, but it's intercepted now. Rosas. And it's sent out of play by Paige Hayes. So the Foothillers will throw it in. Inside, just about inside 18 minutes left to play, according to the scoreboard. Center, or one of the two tandem refs has the time. You can realize I'm so used to 3 refs and a center ref doing that. Don't know which one, as I said last night, the Cabers game has the actual time. Or is the manager of the time. Or maybe they both have the watch, working in tandem. Free kick now, Victoria Ford. Good hard line drive. Foster tried to get up in the air and try to redirect it. Just missed it. Those two very dangerous on set pieces. And the danger of the two, they often get players to be able to make plays around them to get into the back of the net, because you're worried about either zone marking or marking them, and then somebody else is free. Victoria Ford tried to get it, couldn't get it. Instead, here's Scalise now. They had real good, solid passing in the first half, did the Mavericks. Turan, Maddie Mayo gets another stab at it as she ran into the player in the space. Here's Sterling now. Sends it in some space, but it's intercepted now by the Foothillers. Cervantes, and then intercepted back by the Mavericks. Cervantes now goes after it again. Cervantes now looking for where Lopez is going to be and sends it right to her. And Lopez quickly turns. Lopez still trying to go forward, but the defender was on the inside. And the player is down. The back. Action is stopped. Looks like it's going to be a free kick. Back behind the play. Coach Fernando Ramos might be trying to get a fresh player in tonight. During the sequence, but it's not going to, as Taylor Aguilera is awaiting a chance. Matty Mayo on the intercept and the center defender. Mayo has to play defense again and does so. Gets behind her, but she's got support there by Rosas. And now here they come again. And this is Lamoureux sending it to the outside. It was intercepted by Cooney, I should say. And that's Farley now. Pass intercepted. Dees to Lopez. Goes off her knee. And then all the way to the center defender. Bree Cooney now. Cervantes didn't get it. Victoria Ford, and a foul being called on Ford in her haste to try to get to the soccer ball. Villa being knocked down. So it's going to be a free kick for the Mavericks. Taking it is Nyla Yannick, the sophomore. Yannick sends it right there in the central. It caroms off, and this one is not going to count because an offsides call. They had the right idea, but by the time that play developed, they were offsides. Fortune that time for Grossmont. Lopez sends it off the Mavericks player. Happens again from the cleat of Foster, and Foster now tries to retrieve it. Nice move in the central by Scalise now, sending it forward to the dangerous Tehran, who's got that speed, but Cooney is able to get it in that outside position and send it up forward to Foster's pass intercepted. And now back the other way with it is Sterling, or trying to get to it. It went out of play. So it'll be a throw-in, but first, substitution is going to occur for the Foothillers as Aguilera is into the match. A little bit more than 12 and a half minutes left to go on the clock here in the match. 1-1 up here in the North County between La Costa Canyon and Grossmont. Hopefully you've been enjoying this match on the live stream on a Friday night. In the area now for the Mavericks, and they just couldn't get another ball. So it's upfield for them. Back line, who's reduced the size of the field. Matty Mayo on the intercept now, trying to continue to go forward. Dees can't intercept it. And so now here's the dangerous Tehran, just quickly turns out. She's in the area. Tehran puts it in a save by Tall. Tall able to reach for it and keep it from being struck into the back of the net. Maybe the best save of the entire season so far by LaDeja. Hasn't really had to make a lot of quality saves so far in the season, but that one was a real good one. Here they come again now. The Mavericks now. Villa and a save by Toll. They got enough of the soccer ball, slowed it up, and Toll is able to make the save. But now they're putting the pressure on the Foothillers again, keeping the Foothillers in their own half of the field. Making the connecting passes. Bree Cooney now. Foothillers forced to try and get upfield. Lopez, a beautiful play. Lopez, lightning in a bottle now. Here goes Sarah Lopez now, still on the soccer ball. Takes it from distance, and that time not able to work with Foster on the play, as they both were in the same quadrant. And you don't want that. Not with their quality. Maybe the Foothillers. And if you're the Mavericks, you do want that. So back upfield now. The forward with it. Victoria on the near side gets bumped down in the back. And it's going to result in a yellow card probably. That's what it looks like it's going to be. Victoria has been very healthy up to this point in the early part of the season, as opposed to some other seasons. Went down hard that time. A couple of years ago at Granite Hills, took a real spill and was not able to play in the playoffs. Trainer come on over from the Costa Canyon side. Maybe a little extra time in this one. Don't know if Ford hit her shoulder or what when she went down, but she went down pretty hard. Don't forget about our one-stop shop. All you got to do is go to gksports.org. On the second copy, it's up in the left-hand corner. And it's very easy for the social media pages to be accessed. It's up in the top. Facebook page, the Instagram page, the Twitter, join the conversation. And, of course, with the Facebook page, that's the one you really want to like because you're getting the updates around the 24-hour spectrum. Good 12 hours a day. And if it's anything less, you're still getting those updates of what's going on in the world of sports. The free kick, Matty Mayo. gksports.org. Want to subscribe to us, of course, so you can see all this live streaming action. As this is live on a Friday night, here is Turan. Lizzie Turan now. And her teammate was offside. Barely offside was Villa. Two seniors trying to work a big play on the Foothillers now that Victoria Ford is not back there. And they're really going to have to coordinate. They don't have that senior leadership for the moment back there. Maddie Mayo upfield, the header by Foster. Foster knifes in to go get it. Foster again, and that ball is out of play. Inside 8 minutes left to play here on the clock. And this highly spirited match between the Foothillers of Grossmont High and the Mavericks of La Costa Canyon High. Here comes Sarah Foster. Foster, who scored the goal, the only one for the Foothillers in this match, was shut out of the last game. Came back and has scored one in this one. Sarah Lopez. And Andrade sent to the match. It's going to be a throw-in now. The near side. Bricuni in the box. Trying to get another strike, and it's going to be past the goal line. So it'll be a goal kick now for the Mavericks. 1-1 match. A highly spirited match the last time these two teams played each other right up here. La Costa Canyon, they haven't played each other in a couple of years. As I said at the outset. And these seniors, they know about each other. And Taylor Aguilera trying to cut off the angle. The shot and a save by Tall. The rebound, but they get the rebound and it's a goal. Go, 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 goal. 2-1, the Mavericks with a go-ahead goal. And now inside 6 minutes left, the Foothillers in danger of losing their first game of the season. On a beautiful play up the field, and the save by Toll, but she just couldn't hold on to the rebound. And the Mavericks able to put it in the back of the net. Here's Mia Foster now in the air. She's coming back now. Knows urgency. In the central, they miss a strike that time. A great opportunity by Chance York and didn't get enough of the soccer ball. Otherwise, it might have been 2-2. Maddie Mayo takes it now. Sends it forward. The Foothillers know they have to get forward and take chances now. As they're down by a goal late in the match. And as I mentioned at the outset, they can score a whole bunch in a hurry. Have been behind before in matches and found a way to make it happen late in a match. Into the central now, upfield. Mavericks now with a shot from distance, and every time it goes out, it helps them out. Talking about the Mavericks, but they have a player down right now. Might be a little bit of extra time in this match than what I just mentioned. Because remember, Victoria Ford was down for a little bit. Natal has played a good game. Just could not hold on to that rebound that time. She was on her belly trying to hold on to it. And a goal kick. Villa. She might have been the player that actually scored that goal. Villa is coming off the pitch right now, gingerly. A key player for the Foothillers is on the bench right now, Ailing, and a key player for the Mavericks is Ailing. Physical match. Up here in the North County, Maddie Mayo with the free kick. 2-1, the Mavericks lead down the central, off the header, Foster. Flair for the dramatic now. Mia now gives it back to Cooney off of Mia. Cervantes won't get it, and so Maddie Mayo. And Toll comes off her line. York has to backtrack now, does Toll, because they're coming over, and Mayo trying to get it. No call as far as a call in the box. And let's see now. It's going to be a free kick. I almost thought it was going to be potential free kick in a dangerous area again for the Mavericks. Remember that 3-corner kick opportunity by the Foothillers in his second half. Not able to convert on it. That is looming large right about now. The Mavericks now want to try to add another one. They have been good at getting to the soccer ball and heading it, or either getting their body in front of passes. Have the Mavericks in this match, and it's boded well for them now. And a foul is going to work against the Mavericks, and a free kick. The clock is stopped here, so we're down in within the last couple minutes of the match. The header, the near side. Austin not able to get to it. Since that ball is out of play, it works for the Mavericks. Trying to go 2 for 2 against the Foothillers. In 2 times that they've played them right here. Maybe the next time around they will have to come down to play Grossmont down at their place. We'll see. Or at least we hope to see. And the way it's looking, we probably will. And just thankful that we've been able to see it twice right here at Robert Driver Sports Complex. Foothillers not having a chance to really get the kind of warm-up that they would like. That worked against them in the Division III semifinal game of Southern California last year. Of course, I think it was Flint Ridge Prep will probably say that wasn't the case. Nevertheless, you have to work with what's been given to you. Here is Sarah Lopez now, and Lopez will not get to it. Scored the only goal of the match for the Foothillers. Time running down. Foothillers can't really allow it to go past midfield. They have to intercept it and keep it in the defensive half. It goes out of play on the near side. Victoria Ford is going to come into the match now. She feels well enough to play out the last little bit of time. And Ford is now going to throw it in. Ford gets everything on it despite going down on her back, and it's sent out of play. Ford now will throw it in again. The senior looking for Foster, who is shielded off into space now. Foster darts inside, takes a shot, and just couldn't get it to bend inside. The senior, knowing that I don't got much time and her team doesn't have much time. The ball in her area. Gets a strike on it, but just hit it too high and off target. Goal kick now. Now Yannick with the goal kick. Yannick drives it upfield. Intercepted. Foster, but it's still up in the air. Maddie Mayo sends a ball in some space. Lopez trying to get it, and it is sent out of play by Gonzalez. Remember, I mentioned that extra time because of the players being down. The throw in now by Bree Cooney. Aguilera pops it up in the air now. Austin, who scored 2 goals in the last game, and that's the end of the match. The final score, the Mavericks able to get a goal late in the match and win 2-1. Get their 4th win of the season. They're 4-1, and now the Foothillers have their first loss in the season. Remember, the Foothillers were, in their first 4 games, they were undefeated, and they did that again this year. And then the losses came from last year. They had 4 losses in a row, but then they went 8, I think it was 8-2-1 the rest of the way. And, of course, went into the playoffs and #1 seed and won the CIF title. So they're 3-1-1 now. First loss of this 2019-2020 campaign. Both teams will shake each other's hands in a competitive effort in this one. For the most part, both teams will come out of this one pretty healthy. Although Villa was kind of banged up towards the end, and same thing with Ford before it got back out into the match. We hope you enjoyed all the action from Robert Driver Sports Complex. Final score 2-1 for Pablo Espinal, bringing you the sights and sounds, the live stream up here in Carlsbad. Tough traffic getting up here, and the result was 2-1 victory for Costa Canyon, and they took advantage of the second half of 3 corner kicking tries by the Foothillers, which they could not convert either one, and that's not like them in the recent past. I'm Greg K. Porter saying always remember the GK Facebook page from the high school scenario all the way up to pros from around the world. You want to like us there with the conversation. From Robert Driver Sports Complex, so long. Final score 2-1 with Costa Canyon.